Hey, what's up, guys? Rob here with the Law Android. And just real quick, I wanted to discuss the LG Stylus 2 Plus. Everything's being given a plus at the end of it. My issues with this device coming out, and it's something that, I feel that is a negative towards LG, is okay. So while everyone's quick to rush in and they hear about the Stylus Plus and all these other sites are talking about it, they're only giving you half of some of the information that's really going on with the Stylus 2 Plus. First off, after doing some digging around last night, I'm a little disappointed in LG based on the fact that there's two variants of the Stylus 2 Plus. Now, I don't get why LG does this, why there's two variants. What would be the reason to have two different versions of it? I mean, it's supposed to be a minor upgrade from the original Stylus 2. When reading it, it's just like one of those things, again, like they did with the G Stylo, two different versions. So, there are two versions of the Stylus 2 Plus. The main one, or the better one, being 32 gigabytes of internal storage, 3 gigs of RAM, 16 megapixel rear camera, 8 megapixel selfie camera, and a biometric reader or fingerprint scanner, is some of the things that is bumped up from the original Stylus 2. Now, the second variant is that it's going to have 16 gigabytes of internal storage, I believe still 2 gigabytes of RAM, 13 megapixel rear camera, 5 megapixel front facing camera. So all that is pretty much still similar to the original Stylus 2. The only thing that would be different is the biometric reader. And both versions are going to have a full HD display, so not 720 by 1280. It's going to have full HD. And they did not bump up the battery. And that's going to be a big issue here. Now, 3000 milliamps with a full HD display. Those people who have bought the Stylus 2 and have used it, the battery time you get with the original Stylus 2 is not going to be the same with the Stylus 2 Plus, because now you have a full HD display that the battery has to power and get the pixels out right. So it's going to consume more of the battery. Now, when the devices get Android N, which they should get Android N because they are a popular line, then the battery, every time there's a new version of Android, one of the things they do enhance in the newest version of Android is battery consumption and making it where the battery lasts longer. So, to me, honestly, for those people who bought the Stylus 2, while you may be rushing to get a phone that has a fingerprint reader and you may be rushing to get a phone that has a 16 megapixel rear camera, first off, it's not to say if here in North America we're going to get the beefed up version. I mean, most likely we will, because most carriers here are going to be like, we want the beefed up version because we already have the one with 13 megapixel camera, and we already have the one that you know has 16 gigs of onboard storage. It would make sense that the North American carriers would push for the beefed up version. But then again, this is like one of those things where it's like, if you bought the Stylus 2, really you don't have to rush out to get a Stylus 2 Plus. I mean, there's only just a minor bump ups between both devices. Nothing overly done that's different. Also, too, this is a big mistake on LG, and I know some of you guys are probably going to trip on that one, but just in my opinion, it's it's yeah, bad move. I mean, if I was head of marketing for LG, this is something that I wouldn't have put out right now. I mean, we just got the Stylus 2. It came out, in April. We're already in June, and it hasn't even been a full 2 months yet since the device came out, and already they want to put out a plus version. And this there's only two things that can come from this: is either A, LG has a bunch of devices that they're going to be releasing out in quarter 3 and quarter 4 of this year, which would then it would cover that gap. And if they do have devices that are coming out, then they for dang sure better be better than what the Stylus 2 Plus is. Because if it's anything else that's more weaker spec phones, or just blah blah phones, da 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 phones, yeah, then their quarter 3 and quarter 4 sales is going to look really bad. This device, like I said, if I was head of marketing, The Stylus 2 Plus is something that I would have said, okay, we released the Stylus 2 in April, which is a spring release. Let's release the Plus version in fall, towards the end of the year. You know, right around when things with Android is going to become cyclonic because of Android N, the new Nexus devices coming out. All that stuff is going to be popping at the end of the year. Why not throw in our Stylus 2 Plus at the end of the year? That way, it's thrown in the mix, it's being circulated around, and we got an increased chance of sales. And plus, those that bought the Stylus 2 and love the Stylus 2 would have had at least a good 6 months of using it. And then definitely, when they hear about the Stylus 2 Plus, they'd have been like, yeah, I want to upgrade to that because the Stylus 2 is a dang good phone. That's just my opinions about the matter. So I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions about it. Do you guys think LG should have dropped it right now? Do you think they should wait until fall to release this phone? And also, how happy are you in the fact that LG is making decisions to create two variants of one particular model phone? Does that annoy you? Does it bug you? Are you worried if we're going to get the weaker spec, if we're going to, or if you believe in your hearts of hearts we're going to get the behemoth between the two? Tell me everything in the comment section of this video. My name is Rob with the Law on Android. Thanks for checking me out. You guys will see me in the next one.